location, which is the mouth of the Broad River.
Hey fellow Patriots, Brother Echo here, and look who I found and hooked up with, crossed paths with again. It's been a while. Brother Otis from down around the Atlanta region, and we hooked up to chat some preparedness and talk a little bit about what's going on in the world today, and I convinced him to pose in front of the YouTube camera for a few. Otis, how you doing, man?
Good, Brother B.E. It's always good to see you. Always good to talk to some fellow Patriots.
So what do you think about everything that's going on today?
The world is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Things are accelerating super fast. Everyone needs to be super focused on their preparedness. One of the things we're superly focused on right now is our garden, just because of the time of year it is. And getting things going really well.
So let's talk about seeds. You know, a lot of folks order these long-term survival seeds, and they have them in their can. Most of them are good for a few years, and they leave them in their closet or somewhere with the mindset that whenever it goes kerplunk, they can pop them out of the can, plant them, and voila, they have food. And they don't take into consideration soil, climate, their environment. They don't give consideration to the fact there is a possibility of 2 years of failure, whether from floods, droughts, soil, and so forth. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's amusing that you would bring that up. I've been working on that now for the last 3 years. And I've been experimenting with them. I've been trying to do my own harvesting of heirloom seeds. And the first 2 years I failed. I did it wrong. I finally got some real good books, and I did a lot of reading on it and researching. And harvesting the heirloom seeds, I finally succeeded this year. The ones that we harvested cucumbers, yellow squash, zucchini, and watermelons, and by golly, they all bloomed and germinated. I'm eating them already. This year, finally, it worked, but I failed 2 years in a row, and in a grid down situation, you cannot afford to do that.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure, number one, that you're getting the heirloom seeds so that you can harvest them, and then you got to learn how to do it. It's not as simple as you think. You got to do some trial and error. It's just like my garden. There's certain things that just will not grow in my garden. I've tried for 10 years. There's certain things that soil, it just loves. And you have to get out there and experiment. Some of your survival packs, they will only have a good germination rate up to 3 years. After that, it starts dropping rapidly. But you don't even know if your soil will like those seeds.
Yeah.
So you have to experiment. It took me 3 years.
Well, there's so many things you're dealing with as an individual grower. Your location. You're then tending with
Well, you got your soil type, you got your
whatever's
pH,
coming.
you got your fertilizer, you got, whatever
Soil.
type of event is coming.
Yeah.
So, that could depend on even where you place your garden. How visible is it to your neighbors? How visible is it to traffic? Is it going to get the right amount of sun, the right amount of water?
Yeah.
Because
And do you know what plants to plant together and what plants not to plant together?
you have companion planting.
Yeah.
You've placed some really good charts on the HFS site.
Yeah. If folks are paying attention.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then if you're dependent upon your food all year round with no outside source, and like you said, you basically, it took you 3 years to learn
to get it correct.
So for someone that can't go tomorrow and get, say, fresh vegetables, and they gotta magically pull them out of that can, they're already a season behind now, and they're potentially another season behind next year because they don't know what they're doing or they didn't read.
So
now you're 3 years out.
Yeah, with no food.
With no food.
And then let's say you do succeed. Okay, this year we got a bumper crop of a lot of things. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to preserve it? How are you going to put it up so that you can eat it throughout the summer and the fall, but yet this winter and spring next year before you can start growing again? There's all different kinds of things and ways you can do it, but you got to learn how to do it. You got to learn how to can. You got to learn how to cut it up and freeze it. You got to learn how to dehydrate it with and without power.
Yeah, and then build it into your diet.
Yeah, you got to get your body accustomed to eating it.
Fresh, yeah. I know folks who have, and they still do, who go and they buy large quantities of the number 10 cans.
Yeah. Well, how many people have actually tried it?
No dehydration.
Yeah.
No freeze dried. Minimal to no garden.
Mm-hmm.
And their mindset is they are going to survive off of
just number 10 cans.
Number 10 cans. As it's not saying you can't, but the more you try to survive on it, you're going to lack protein. You're going to lack getting healthy vitamins. Especially if you haven't built a vitamin plan into your food plan, and how you're going to. I know some folks who actually in the northern part of your state that their family is expecting other families to come to their location, and they basically built a menu. They looked at the kind of a dietary, and they basically built a Monday through Friday menu for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they multiplied that quantity of those items times a month and a year, and that's what they start stocking, right? But they know they have a healthy diet. Now the thing is going to be getting used to
eating that type diet. I mean, everybody goes and buy, I got plenty of beans, I got plenty of rice. Well, how often do you eat just beans and rice? Do you incorporate that in once or twice a week?
Yeah.
Just this week, you and I are doing a little bit of hiking. We got some freeze-dried bananas and apples and pineapples, and we're eating, consuming that in our daily diet, just hiking.
Yeah.
And we're trying it. Some number 10 cans. Come from one of my favorite stores.
Yeah. Which you've got to do. If you don't.
Yeah, you have to
experiment. If you don't try it, you don't know it, and if you don't try it and know it, you don't know if you're going to like it, and you don't know if your body's going to accept it.
Exactly. And now you can take some of that and you can mix it in with some of the fresh stuff from your garden or from your orchard, but you got to have it going. You got to have it successful. And in a grid down situation, that's not the time to see if you can actually do it.
So on the scale of critical and important preparedness steps, water, food, shelter, security, comms, medicinal, on and on and on. Once you start working on your food and building your food plan and stretching it out from days to weeks and so forth, how important would you rate in that food planning process of how important it is this seed subject and the gardening and knowing how to garden? Where would you put it?
Oh, it's pretty
I
high
think it's
priority
critical.
because it is you're basically, it's your resupply.
Yeah.
You know, 30, 60, 90 days, yeah, you might can store enough for that. Okay, so now we're past that. We're into a situation where, you know, 9, 10, 12 months, you got to have some type of resupply.
Right.
So you can, you know, the state that we're in, we have fairly mild winters. You can grow all the way up till November with a lot of things. So I could, you know, be using some of my stored food to get me through the short run. But if I know I've got saved seeds that work, I got that 60 to 90 day germination period where I can get some stuff going and then have something to supplement with if you've done it and you've been successful. If you haven't, you may go a year or two without anything, and that don't work out too well.
Down in your location, roughly how much, about how many months growing season do you have? Would you guess? On the average year.
On the average, April to November, roughly.
That's good.
You know, give or take 2 weeks each way.
Yeah.
Because you can't never really tell frost, but
Yeah.
usually Easter to November-ish,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
works
really
pretty
good.
well.
Well, it's not often we get time to chat with Otis on these topics, so we're going to round this one out, and I'm gonna try to lasso him again and get another video or two together talking on some other preparedness topics. So until then, Otis, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Always a pleasure.
And y'all stay safe, be blessed, stay healthy, and if you have any questions, you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, or come visit us at hopeforsurvival.com. And until next time, stay safe. Bravo Echo out. Thank you for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. If you are new to Hope for Survival, you can check out our books at our webpage. Book 1, which is Hope for Survival, Getting You Prepared for Disasters, and Book 2, Hope for Survival, The Mindset, are both available for order on the website. We also offer the Hope for Survival football stick, which is a memory stick set up as a digital filing cabinet with files already loaded on there for you to digitally copy items such as deeds, auto transcript for ownership, wills, living wills, loans, banking information, items that if your home burned down or you had some form of a disaster, you could have all your important papers already digitally filed on this stick. All you do is simply drag the digital file into the appropriate preset folder so that you'll have it in the event of a disaster. You have to flee your home in a hurry, or also if you're away from home and you need critical information that's personal, if you have your memory stick with you, you can put it in your computer and pull that information up wherever you may be. Again, you can find these items to order at our website, https://www.hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, and I will try to help you out. Again, thanks for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.